they're reading their Bible, but they're ever learning, but they never come to the knowledge of the truth. Why? Why? Because the power of God hadn't changed their life. Who's your teacher? Who's your greatest teacher? The Holy Ghost, the Spirit of God. See, that's what you're born again with. See, if you're born again with that Spirit of God, you have the power of God in your life, it's going to teach you. It's going to bring you to knowledge and understanding of all truth. And that's what He said. He's going to send you a comforter that's going to bring you to the understanding and knowledge of all truth. And that's what He said. That's what He said. By the Spirit of God. You can come here week after week. You can go to Bible study week after week. And if you're not born again by the Spirit of God, you're never learning, but you're never going to come to the knowledge of the truth because you're not born again. You have a form of it, but it's not going to do you no good. You're ever going to learn. You're going to come to knowledge. That's like me. When I was in school, I wanted to learn, but I didn't like to read. And it's hard to learn if you don't read. Some of us, if God said, give me a book report on the Bible, how many of us would have a full book report? How many of us would maybe just highlight here and there on just what you know? That's how I was in school to read a book. I think I read one book. That's because it's Huckleberry Finn. I liked it. I could relate with Huck. Going down the creek, trying to build a raft, sitting on the pond, trying to do all that. I could relate with Huck. When Scarlet Letter, I could not relate to it. Didn't like it, didn't read it. Took a big fantastic on my report. Great job! See, people are wanting to know, but they got to allow the power of God to come in their lives so they're able to do a change. A desire like the power of God is a form of godliness, but they deny the power thereof that they're being born again. They confess to be Christian, but they're not born again. Not born again. Turn with me to 2 Peter. Second Peter. Chapter 2. I know Brother Darrell mentioned about a drive about false teaching and false prophecy in the Spirit. And it's at a great level in me, and it's a stirring that God put in me. But there's too many people that have a form of godliness and they're not getting the truth, and it's not because they fell away because they knew the truth. They fell away because they don't know the truth. Because it's not being preached behind the pulpits. Now I'm in 2 Peter chapter 2. We're going to begin in verse 1. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through their covetous shall they with fierce words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now for a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. Well, we got teachers today, we got prophets today that's coming in and speaking nothing. They're speaking of what it say here, a way of truth, but it's